You're listening to Jump on the Bat-Wagon, hosted by the Watchtower Database. Visit WDB on YouTube for video essays, timelines, fan theories, and much more from the DC animated universe. And now, please enjoy the show.
Welcome back to Tinker Town, the town where we tinker with things. It's Tinker Tuesday today, and we're going to be tinkering on the Tin Tulips. Tin Tulip Tinkering Tuesday. Are you all ready for the Tinker Time? I got myself a...
We got our Tinker Bells in the house!
Oh, we got Tommy over there with the Tinker Bell shout.
Hi. Jesus. What an intro.
Do you love it?
I'm a fan of the Tinker Bells. I can see them right off stage. There they are.
Oh, Tinker Bells.
Man. Hi.
I'm so sorry.
I'm here in Brian's house again, and it's echoey.
Yeah, but also, like, the last four would have been in my house.
That's true. We're trying to do this as much as possible.
One of these days, I am going to build ceiling traps. Because I feel like this is barely helpful when I'm recording myself. When we're doing
it helps
this,
a little bit.
I feel like
it just goes right back and forth between the walls.
I'm gonna put another sound trap over there, mirroring that one, and then
that's a good name for a DC Comics villain.
Sound trap.
I don't think it actually is. So I'm going to look this up right now.
The Tinker.
The Tinker Bell. Sound trap.
You know what might be
villain?
Helpful?
What?
Hold on. You look that up and be entertaining. I'll be right back.
What the Google answers? Why does sound trap sound so bad? Oh, it's like a musical group, I think. Oh. Soundtrap loops and sounds are royalty free. What are you doing?
Yeah, I'm here to think.
Just say something.
I'm here to tinker.
The Tinker Bells, everyone. Are you blanketing? Is that what you're doing?
Yes.
Wow. That's a little bit.
It is actually a little better.
Wow.
Wow.
Let's just do Christopher Walken.
All right, here we are, everybody. It's Wow Wednesday.
World of Warcraft. You play it. These are terrible impressions. We should never try to do Christopher Walken.
What do you mean
again.
Impressions? This is my everyday voice. I'm Walter on Wow Wednesday.
Well, greetings, Christopher Walken, and welcome to episode 154 of Jump on the Bat-Wagon.
Can you believe it?
This cord's in a bad spot. I keep touching it.
So don't.
Okay. Oh.
Can you? Oh, fuck. Welcome to Thwapping Thursday, where Jamie thwaps the cable.
Thwap. As we always say, I'm James from the Watchtower Database YouTube channel, and I'm here to show my good buddy Brian the entire DC animated universe from start to finish. His name's Me. Start to finish for the very first time in the controversial Airdate order.
Wow.
So that he may view these shows the way human beings experience them in the trying to set your phone down really quietly. You succeeded.
Yeah, I know. I
would not have mentioned anything.
No, I know. You ruined it.
Known, yeah.
You cut yourself off.
The way human beings experienced them in the far gone days of the 1900s. Today, we're watching the Batman Beyond episode Blackout.
Fuck
Two words. Your original prediction when you thought it was one word was that this was going to be some kind of the city loses all power and the destruction of the thing. And then when you learned it was two words, it was more of psychological Terry McGinnis must become the Batman. He will black out, I guess, something. I didn't quite get what you meant. Is you still going with that?
No.
Oh. I think you are, because you have to come up with something else otherwise. You don't want to do
never
that.
Mind.
At the time of this recording.
Whoa! 10:27 a.m.
BB is streaming on Max. He's in the living room or something. And available on DVD and Blu-ray.
She's
also
in the other
somewhere
room.
else. If you'd like to follow along, you can head over to Bitly.
He's a half a mile away.
He's not in this house at all. /watch DCAU. Link is in the show notes. This first aired Saturday, January 30th, 1999 at 9:30 a.m. on Kids WB.
The day before Y2K.
Yes, the day. Everyone remembers January 31st, 1999. This aired
New Year's Eve.
yeah. February's always. They just kept putting it off in 1999. Okay, we got double December now. We got triple December. The computers will figure it out. It's fine. 2 weeks after our last episode, Mad Love. This aired number 3 and produced number 3. Where's the champagne?
In the fridge.
We got Christopher Walken here.
We have champagne.
Oh my god! No, don't do it now because the blankets are up.
Look at that!
You have
It's
to
like
redo every time.
There's a gray-green ghost hanging in the doorway.
Ooh.
Is that the name of the
Beware
podcast
the
episode?
gray-green ghost of. This is written by Robert Goodman, directed by Dan Reba.
Oh,
music
our
is
real
by-
life friend now.
We've taken him to dinner.
Yeah. He likes ramen, everyone, just so you know. He's that cool.
I think he would be fine with us saying that whenever we said we would go to ramen, he went, "Oh shit."
Yeah.
It was very funny. It was one of the best moments of my life. Music is by Christopher Carter, and animation is Coco Dong Yang, our old pals.
Okay, I want to take we're talking dinner thing here.
Yeah.
For the record.
Yes.
I am very excited to see an episode that Stan directs.
He's a writer.
Did I say directs? I
Yes.
meant writes.
That's what, you'll never see it.
Yeah. Only because I feel like when we were chatting
We've
with
had
him,
multiples, but you've not since you've known him.
that's what I'm trying to say. 'Cause I remember an episode in the past where I was just like, Stan, this episode sucks, and I was like being very critical, and I don't remember why or what or doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But now, like getting to know the guy, I'm like, okay, I feel like I know how his brain works, and I'm really interested to see what that looks like. Because he was so politically charged and very socially aware.
Yes.
And about several, but not just the stuff we were talking
He is
about.
a very worldly conscious man.
Yeah. And I think, but also like kind of low key. Mm-hmm. Like, so he's like very like,
he likes to do. I don't know. He'll probably never listen to this. This is a compliment anyway. But he likes he likes to do a thing where he like whatever theme or justification for the story he was going for, he'll kind of pop quiz you on it. Like, oh, it was this and this and this. But do you think that a child would understand that? And it's like, oh, wait, does he want me to say yes or no? What's the right answer? And then, like, you actually like makes you sit there and think about like, oh, I don't know. And that was one of his things because we were explaining to him the concept of this podcast, and he said something like, well, don't you want to do that with like a child? And I was like, I am. You don't understand. But I got what he meant. It was like the show's intended audience, like, does it work for them or whatever? But he was still very fascinated by the experiment of the podcast, and he's wanting to come on soon. So I'm sure we'll have him here. Yeah. But yeah, what's the wrap up to this part of the discussion? We like Stan. We Stan Berkowitz. But yeah, no, you're interested in an episode that he wrote after.
Yeah. It'll be cool to see that because now I feel like I can look at it through like a deeper lens.
Yeah. Well, speaking of deep, we're going to do push-ups now.
Oh, fuck yeah.
I have to read the spiel. Head over to the link in the description to send us a Yoppie beverage and support the show. We'll give you a shout out in an upcoming episode, and we'll plug your shit. We'll also do a push-up for every $1. Mm-hmm. Send it what you're about to do. So send us coffee for our health and your entertainment. Today's Yoppie Bevs come to us from Samuel G. Olesh, who bought 5 Yoppie Bevs. I don't know this person, so thanks.
I love that.
Says, I'm buying Yoppie Bevs for all the enjoyment I've had with everything Watchtower Database and the guy that laughs like All Might. Apparently you laugh like All Might from My Hero Academia. That laugh is amazing. Thanks for all the content.
Well, thank you.
People like it.
This is, I've been practicing because also speaking of anime, you know that my friend group like chooses a show to watch and we like get together and we watch a show together. And we're currently going through Full Metal Alchemist.
Ooh, which one?
Brotherhood. And fuck you.
It's good. It's good.
Cooper and I have been deciding to do push-ups during the exciting parts of the theme song because we get amped.
The like
it's that.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, so then it like ramps up. So
I'm on my way.
So yeah, that's just to say I'm ready.
Okay. Wait. Let me find the Full Metal Alchemist music to do the push-ups.
So it's also
too.
like too long to do push-ups. And usually like if Coop needs to give up, he just like stands up and starts doing something to make me laugh. And it's very hard to do push-ups while you're laughing.
Is it this one?
Yes.
Yes, it is. Oh no! Yes,
We're absolutely going to get a copyright strike, but let's do this.
I'll shift. I'll speed it up at the same pace that I'm speeding up the push-ups, so people will have a really hellish time here in just a second.
How many are we doing?
25.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25.
So good. Sing along, everyone.
Fuck, that's a good song. I need to watch that show again.
Dude, it's so good. Alora was not convinced at first, and she's like, I don't know. I think they're going a little too fast. I'm like, just chill. Just chill.
I agree. You've watched the original, right? No.
Not all of it.
Oh my God.
But here's the thing. When you're getting a friend group to watch together,
Yeah.
you don't need like 600 hours of watching time between shows.
I understand. Yeah, it's just, we'll talk about it later. Let's go watch Blackout.
Okay. And thank you for the push-ups
Yeah.
and the coffee.
And I'm drinking coffee at the time.
Who laughs.
All right.
Unfortunately, last night's damage was minimal. They're still meeting their schedule.
Splendid.
We need to talk.
This better be good. What happened?
Someone's been interfering. This is the second time.
Who?
I don't know. He wore a costume, black and red.
Batman.
The Batman?
What difference does it make?
What's happening to you?
I have a condition. I trust you'll be discreet. I'm putting you on a new assignment. Find this Batman and kill him.
He has an accomplice. I heard him speak with someone over a radio link.
Then do them both. I'll pay you whatever you want.
No wonder I like working for you.
Now I suggest you leave. It's not healthy to be around me when I'm shedding.
Hello. Goodbye.
That was a good episode.
That was a good episode.
I meant of the podcast.
Oh. Can you tell me what happened in... I was about to say Inque. The episode. Can I press what?
Press the button.
The Inque button?
Sing up, if you're wondering.
I am.
Sing up, what you just watched. Sing up, take a listen to the synopsis. The short summary, which is sometimes kind of long.
So good.
It never gets old.
No, it doesn't.
It's the quaintest little thing. It
is.
Every time that Jessica is listening to one of these in the car, 5 out of 6 times. That's a weird thing to say, but most of the time.
78 out of 84 times.
What was it you said? It was like 2/3 or 7/8 through this thing or whatever. But she will just be like, that's so cute. After
It is. It's the cute. We have no business having something so cute associated with us.
We watch the episode, and then sing up 10 minutes later. Yeah.
We'll have to, for Batman Beyond episodes, make a remix.
The grunge version.
Yeah. Not grunge.
Whatever. It's all the same to me. I don't
Oh
care.
my God. You're supposed to know
Okay,
music
tell me the
things.
difference between grunge and Batman Beyond
New metal?
soundtrack. Sure, yeah. I'm legitimately interested. What is the difference?
Well, so grunge is like rock and punk's bastardized cousin. It's a lot about like simplicity.
What's the
Like
chunkus?
no frills. New metal.
Okay.
New metal is the progression of like metal from the 90s.
I know
which new metal's like late 90s, early 2000s. Started with Korn and evolved.
What's higher than an elephant's eye? Batman Beyond.
New metal started with like a chunk of chunkas, and kind of this is the more like almost like Static X take on
Static
new metal,
Shock.
where God damn it, Jamie. Where they involved some of the like early to mid 90s industrial movement as well, where you get the like electronic drum kits and some weird
I'm having a really hard time not telling you about something that'll happen later in Batman Beyond that's very ironic to what you just said. But
okay.
The listener probably caught it, but it's because it's NU metal,
yes.
right? And it would be funny if it was NEW, because it'd just be like the new Batman Adventures that was 20 years ago.
Yeah.
But new
This
metal,
is the new metal.
was 20 years ago. Yeah.
Like listen to like Wisconsin Death Trip album from Static X, and it's gonna be a little more extreme than this, but you'll hear a lot of similarities. Similar with oh my God, why am I having such a hard time? Fear Factory. Like Fear Factory has a lot of similarities.
Hosted by Joe Rogan Joe Rogan-y, I guess is what you would add to the end of that. Okay,
can you so much, Jamie?
I know I'm interrupting because it's what I do,
Yes,
but I actually was learning something.
Were you?
Thank you.
Yeah, no, Fear Factory, Static X. You'll see more Fear Factory than Static X, but there's certain Static X songs you'll hear a lot of this like similar drum kits and sounds and stuff. Fear Factory is going to lean a little more heavily into like the sound effects and like similar sounding drum kits as well, like electronic drum kits.
The metal. Okay, well, in the meantime, tell
Synopsis?
me please what happens in that Blackout.
Okay. Grunge is Nirvana. This isn't Nirvana.
Okay, I believe you.
God damn it.
God damn it. What happened in Blackout?
So
For Christ's
Blackout.
sake.
Yeah, now I'm all like new metaled up. I'm in my bonked up state. So we open up, and well, we don't need to necessarily start the open up.
Don't start at the top of the episode, whatever you do.
Or we're still too fresh with the Yopisode guide, so I need to be a little more succinct about this.
Sure, whatever. The Tip Tapricot one last time was going to be hella long when I have to type that out.
Yeah.
So just do whatever you feel like you want to do.
Yeah. There is an amorphous villain named Inque. They pronounced it wrong for some weird reason. I don't understand.
Her name is Inque. It means in what?
And Inque is what is Mr. Bad Guy's name?
Derek Powers.
Derek Powers. I knew the Powers part.
We just made us drink in the future by not remembering his name.
God damn it.
Try harder.
I will.
Please.
I will. So Derek Powers is working with Inque, who's this amorphous villain who doesn't like water but loves human mouths.
Yes.
Weird.
Vor. That's the like kink that is when you get like eaten.
Oh, really? Didn't know that one.
It's come up in the Discord a few times because of that scene.
Oh, okay.
It's the only reason why I know that.
One of you freaks out there. Yeah. I thought we were just going like straight. It was very like tentacly too.
Skipped right to the end. But yeah.
They're trying to mess up the plans of Foxteca, Powers, and Inque. Because they want a military space contract or whatever the fuck.
Oh yeah,
and
I forgot that's why they were doing that. So
I
good job.
remembered. Good job. We have to spit whiskey back into the bottle,
into each other's mouths.
Yeah. Hey.
1 moment.
God. Someone just puked.
We've been talking about going in the mouth. All this stuff.
So
it was Terry McGinnis who puked.
So we just have a lot of Batman and Beyond Man trying to stop Powers Man and Ink Man. And our new Ink Man's a woman.
Our new Inque is a woman. Woman.
And it's basically like there's a lot of good storytelling, but it's a lot more of the basis. The synopsis is they got to stop the people trying to stop the thing.
Sure.
The end.
They fight in the back.
There's water, there's electricity, there's ice, and so many good throwbacks, including Bruce as the Gray Ghost. Quay.
Yeah, Quay.
The end.
Quay.
The end.
Let me tell you the official synopsis. Derek Powers hires a shapeshifter named Inque to commit corporate sabotage, and Batman must stop her before she destroys the Foxteca and stumbles across Bruce's secret. The Foxteca.
Should we go on record saying that we know her name is Inque?
Inque, yeah. We're not stupid. We're just stupid.
We're not stupid. We're just idiots.
We're just being stupid. What do you think of this as far as a like immediate follow up to there's a new Batman? Like you have to come up with what's the first like real story we're doing with this guy, and I don't know what was your takeaway from like a Clayfacey kind of villain being the first. You know, we don't have like a Riddler kind of guy or something first.
I think it's a throw into the deep end kind of situation.
Yeah.
And Terry also sort of like, he's got like a little bit of a nod to that. Like, all right, you got to tell me everything.
Yeah.
Because he's
like, you know what the hell? You just sent me in to fight a blob or something.
Yeah. And so I think it's good because it puts us kind of in the same position as him, Terry, where we're just like, oh, wow, like this shit's just happening. But like, yeah, why wouldn't it happen like that in the real world? Like, you know, wouldn't be like, okay, well, we're going to give you the elementary school villains now. You had your kindergarten villains. Now it's the elementary school. This is like first, second grade villain, but we're going to progress from there. It was like, no, like
the villains
throw them into
themselves,
the deep end.
Wouldn't be like, oh, there's a new guy. We'll ease him in. We'll let him have some time and figure it out. Yeah.
And I think it's kind of like, if you want to think about this in like a bigger picture kind of sense, like it's cool that Inque is as adept as she is, because like Homeboy just hired her to like go in and like sabotage shit. End of story. Like neither of them were expecting a new Batman.
He could have just hired like guy with gun or whatever. And it happened to, he happened to hire like metahuman monster lady that can contort into machinery. That's always been something that's confused me, is like, when she, you know, liquids into like a keyboard or something. And then like the most heinous instance of this in the episode was the forklift. She like scoops into the forklift and then it turns on. And you're like, so is she in the wiring, like hot wiring it real quick? Or is just her presence being liquid causing like weird shit to happen in the electronics? You know, I don't know.
Okay, can I that's not how that works for a second?
Of course, yeah. I don't this one.
That's not how that
works.
So I would say that like you can, if she was going into the system and wanted to like short things out or whatever, or like when you turn a key, we're going to talk like old vehicles.
Yes, please do.
When
Not
you turn,
future hover
when you turn a key, you have two contacts that connect like a hot and a neutral side, aka you make a connection between these two wires that didn't exist before when the key was off.
You turn both keys and the missiles fire.
Yeah, you know, that's what happens with cars. So she could, in theory, in like old tech, I know this is new shit, we're talking a cartoon.
Quay.
Foxteca.
Whatever the subtitle of this episode just has to have Quay at the end of it.
It's just Blackoutque.
But one word.
Yes. So in theory, she could like go and like basically bridge the two contacts with her like liquid form
body,
and get the things to like, like that's a lot of like how like it's like the binary of electronics. Like in theory, she could bridge these gaps and make these things work. That's not how that works is at the end of the episode, she gets electrocuted and it hurts her badly.
It hurts her. Yeah.
So like, is it an AC versus DC electricity thing?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's a little bit shiesty. I like her more as her like amorphous blob, like just taking up space and blowing rivets and knocking over just towers as a result of it.
Yeah. Well, and especially at the very beginning of the episode, she goes into whatever machine and then the like entire building fucking explodes. Like there's just enormous blasts of like C4 shit going off in there. And it was one of those, speaking of Grey Ghost, it reminded me of that episode when they finally catch up to the little Bruce Timm man at the end of the episode. And he's like at his computer station and like a book falls on the computer and it starts on fire.
Yeah.
It's just a little tad bit of that kind of thing of like, why would it blow up that much? What is in this place? Holy shit. Yeah, I don't know.
It's like they just have little like vials of what is that? There's some
super explosive liquid.
Well, there's like, there's one of those
Plastique.
like metals. There's a metal, I can't remember what it is, that when interacts with air, like combusts.
Oh, yeah.
And it's just like they like ampules of those, like electrical taped to the underside. And
I
like
just have
every
my
location.
collection. Yeah. Lucius Fox Jr. with his collection of vials of explosive metal. We told him not to do that in case Inque comes around. We're uber prepared.
You're supposed to keep it in sand. Keep the ampules in sand.
Now we cut this being a segment, but I do want to bring up the whole thing of like, how has the future aged? Like, did we actually get this thing, kind of a thing or whatever. There's some cool stuff in this that's like, it's just future stuff. It doesn't have to actually make sense or whatever.
Like the air hockey.
This is what I'm getting to. I was going to lead up to it with the big laser garage door.
Yeah.
Where it's like, okay, that looks cool, but it's extremely impractical of like, how can it go up and down like that? And when, some guy is just standing there and slices him in half, but also there's just giant gaps between the laser, all this stuff.
Definitely human size gaps.
Yeah. You could just like easily step over the bottom one and get in there. It's like 8 feet apart.
Yeah.
But like an entire truck. Yeah. But the air hockey thing where they're literal air hockey, they're like floating around. They've got big scoop arms that look like
Highlight?
What?
Is it highlight?
Oh, I don't know. I was trying to remember what it was called, but I think I'm thinking of lacrosse or something.
Oh.
The like scoop racket shit.
Yeah.
But
let me.
Yeah. One moment, please.
What?
What? Brainiac didn't even know what you're looking at.
What?
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 That was loud.
It's spelled not in the way that you would expect.
Well, I mean, I don't even remember what you said, so I don't expect anything.
Highlight.
Oh, yeah.
And they throw a ball.
How do you spell it?
JAI space ALAI.
Okay.
And you like throw a thing like against a wall, like this ball, and the ball goes super fast. Like that's what they were playing, but it was airborne.
Yeah.
But I made the joke of like air hockey.
Yeah.
Because they were in the air and the goal was like a little like rectangular slot.
Yeah. And then it showed like, it is air hockey.
But it's like air highlight hockey.
But that kind of thing is one of those like, okay, we've skipped several decades of time. Like we got to show how it's the future. So things are different now. But like we talked about last time is like obvious, like we're not going to have flying cars, 15 years from now when this show happens or whatever. We're going to have like
a planet that's completely eviscerated and burning.
Exactly. But so when we have the like air hockey thing, it's like, but actual like football and hockey and real like sports have not changed that drastically since their initial inception.
That's true.
Over like 100 years. And so like this
the Olympics, the only thing that's changed is they wear clothes now.
Yeah, they don't have to just wear booty shorts and
whammon can be involved.
Whammon. Quay. I actually didn't know what you were saying at first. Like, what the hell's a whammon? I'm not aware of this species.
Yeah, I know. It's 2025. We don't have those anymore.
Hey, I forgot to mention there's a new review on Apple Podcasts, so I'm just going to plop it in right now. It's from Hood22.
Hood Rat?
Yeah, sure. It says, Yoppisodes at their finest. Podcast is amazing. If you have not listened to any episodes yet, start with the Yoppisode compilations. They are perfect for new listeners to understand what the show is really about. P.S. James and Brian are going to warn you to not start with it, but trust the random guy on the internet. He knows best.
Wow. Thanks for calling my bluff. That's insane.
Yeah. I would not start with the episode guy.
I wouldn't either.
But don't listen to us, apparently.
Yeah.
Anyway, just some future stuff that's like fun for the show, but why would it be like that for real? Kind of a thing.
Yeah.
Hover forklifts and such.
Right.
You had a good point when he blew up the forklift, and I said, "Fuck that forklift!" And then you went, "Did he know it was possessed?" Like, you're just, "This is in my way." Oh shit! There was a guy on there.
Yeah, right. He's just like, It's like, it's got to be possessed. It's got to be a haunted forklift. I'm going to blow it up. In the last second, just before the missile hits, you see a dude named Jerry like look over the edge. It's like, oh no!
You don't like the fire, do you? He says. New Batmobile, pretty cool. Flying Batmobile thing. It's unbearably cool is what Batman said.
Wait a minute. Okay. So the Batmobile is like no longer wheelie?
Yeah, it's just like a combo of Batwing and
it's
Batmobile.
The Bat-No-Wheel?
Bat-No-Wheel.
Oh.
But he's got the like inner red, like the suit interacts with the machinery in there and stuff. It's cool. I like it.
Yeah.
You didn't like it? What do you not like about it?
I want it to just be the Batwing.
Yeah.
And then leave that.
It is kind of weird that like you just eliminate one of the Bat vehicles by it's the future, so everything flies now. So why would you call it the? I mean, I guess it's just
episode 1 had tire bikes.
Yeah,
that's a dumb thing to say.
True.
Like,
tire bikes. Yeah, it is like kind of a pick one kind of situation. But I think Batmobile
lost its wheel, and now it flies away.
The Joker is somewhere. Yeah, but the Batmobile, I guess, being more an iconic like vehicle name or something than Batwing, Batplane, whatever. But I don't know.
Is it a mobile? I guess it's like little children's flying through this. It's one of those. When was the last time you had a mobile as like an actual like pointable object to reference?
I have a baby, so.
You have a baby mobile?
I have a baby mobile.
You just have babies hanging from your ceiling?
Mobile, you want to know the cast of this episode?
Fuck yes, I do.
Okay, we got Will Friedle as Terry McGinnis / Batman.
Will Campos.
Who's that?
God damn you, James.
Is that like
God
grunge?
Damn you.
Kevin Conroy as Bruce Wayne. We have Shannon Kenny as Inque, who was previously female terrorist in World's Finest Part 1. He's like, yeah, we've got the president here on the plane in Air Force One. And Sazu in Warrior Queen, who was Maxima's lady that betrayed her. And, oh, I'm so sorry. I'm down in the pit with the tentacle guy now.
I went to school with Shannon Kelly, by the way. Just saying.
Maybe that was why my brain said that. It knew.
Yeah.
Sherman Howard as Derek Powers. We have Stockard Channing as Commissioner Barbara Gordon.
I'm sorry, what?
Do you know Stockard Channing?
That's not a real name, is it?
Oh, okay. She's Aunt Frances in Practical Magic and Rizzo in Grease. Those were her two main things. Stockard Channing.
Stockard. Can I
Channing.
see that spelled?
Stockard.
Wow.
Channing.
I thought you said stalker.
Stalker Channing.
Yeah. Stalker. That's an interesting.
Yeah.
Huh.
You would know her face probably if you saw her.
I mean, if she's Rizzo.
Yeah, she's Rizzo.
Yeah.
She's the rat from Muppet movies. Lauren Tom as Dana Tan. We have Mary Devon as Miss Winston.
I'm sorry, Mary?
Mary?
Did you say, what did you say?
Married?
Can I see that spelled out?
Married?
Oh, married.
Yeah,
yes,
she's married.
Of course.
Yeah. Mary Devon as Miss Winston, who was the woman that comes on the screen in the car in the limo. Derek Powers'
Oh,
limo.
yeah. Does she know that he's a shed monster?
I don't know.
Huh.
I think so.
It seems like he's got a team that knows.
Yeah. His hazmat guys.
Yeah.
She was previously Summer Gleason in BTAS.
Wait a minute.
Some lady. Yeah.
Wait a minute.
She's the new some lady. What?
If Derek Powers is like so radioactive that people need to be wearing hazmat suits around him,
when he's not skinned up.
Oh, so his skin is like the perfect,
I guess,
radiation
It
shield.
is kind of a weird thing. At the end of Rebirth.
What do you call a Faraday cage but for radiation?
For human. For person,
Lead
spooky
skin?
skeleton man. Yeah, I don't know. New segment. What do you call? No, in the end of Rebirth, when they show like he's just lying on the table and they're like, sir, we got to warn you about this shit. And he's like, just show me the shit. And then they turn the radiation off and he's immediately a skeleton man, as if his skin is just like only visible when the radiation's on or something like that.
Huh.
But then in this, he's like wearing a skin.
Yeah.
And you would think that anybody looking, like if you were a spooky radioactive skeleton man.
Spooky radioactive skeleton.
Spooky radioactive skeletons. If you were wearing like a paper thin skin over that.
Yeah.
I think I would notice. I think like something's fucked up with your face. Like what's going on? And he's just
why
like,
is your entire body kind of green glowy, but like in a little subdued by a piece of paper way?
And he like mildly hulks out in the car where he like gets angry and then starts shedding, as he says, which is a really gross word to use for that, but it works very well in the scene.
Shedding.
Yeah, it's not healthy to be around me when I'm shedding.
You've had a sunburn, Jamie. I know you've done the same.
I'm a flaky
green.
boy. I'm a flaky boy in general. Yeah. You turn green. You're
have
a
you
skeleton.
tried drinking water? Have you had any water today at all?
I've had coffee. Why would I have had water by 11:28 a.m. halfway through the day? I don't know.
Listener, drink water or you'll die.
Unless we have Kevin Richardson as security chief. A guy at the start being like, everything looks good here. My shadow's a shadow or whatever. Although I think that guy was Bruce Timm that was talking that had Inque shadow. And then the next guy that just said like, oh, there's some shit going on. Everybody run was this guy. He was previously Cop in Fun and Games. Oh, we got the toy man's head in a plastic bag. Al in Tools of the Trade, who must have been some inner gang guy. And Mutant Leader in Legends of the Dark Knight. Oh, my pointy nipples. Come over here, Batman.
You.
All right, Trivs for this episode.
Trivs.
Bruce mentions his partnership with the Fox family, alluding to Lucius Fox from BTAS and New Batman Adventures, which was pretty obvious in the plot because they talk about it a lot.
Word.
Did you remember who that was when he mentioned, like, the Foxes were a valued member of the team or whatever?
Not at first.
Yeah.
But later.
And then when he's like, Lucius Jr., did the...
See.
Yeah. In the Batcave, there's several displays of Batman's rogues, including the Riddler, Harley Quinn, Mad Hatter, Penguin, Catwoman, Firefly, Scarface, and Mr. Freeze. There's also a display of the Grey Ghost, Bruce's old childhood hero, which you were... as soon as it panned over, he's like, I don't even know what half this shit is. And there's just the Grey Ghost, and you're like, oh. I was hoping, because it goes by really fast. I was like, oh, I hope Brian notices.
Fast.
I know, but last time I watched this, I thought like, oh, I hope Brian notices.
Hey, I caught the go by fast picture of Commissioner Gordon on the desk.
True. Yeah, and you looked away twice during that one shot.
Yeah, I'm fucking good.
The Scarface puppet is filled with bullet holes, which may be the same puppet that was shot up in Read My Lips. That was the B-test one, so I don't know. When Bruce is putting away the cowl for the supposed last time in Rebirth, the cases are much smaller and the costume is folded up inside instead of up a full.
Yeah, but
costume.
you can change that over.
Yeah,
40 years.
I was thinking that too. Is like it's 20 years after that scene.
Yeah,
so you can. He's done some redecorating.
Yeah, fuck that shit.
This episode won an Annie Award for Outstanding Individual Achievement for Storyboarding in an Animated Television Production. Is the last thing I have, which you were very complimentary of. You were constantly just going like, oh, Dan directs episodes so good. Oh, I love this. Dan's just so good at this. And like, he can't hear you, Brian. You don't have to say it. But I agree. Yeah. There was a lot of good just pacing at this top, especially, but throughout the whole thing.
Well, that's the thing. Is like, there's times where we're just like, this episode kind of sucked. You don't really think about like, well, maybe if it was cut differently, maybe if somebody behind the scenes was a little more like, people have different talents and you know, different scripts and different art thing. Like it seems like this show's like really getting its production together.
I had that thought the whole time where I was thinking like they're trying really hard with this show because like I mentioned before, this was the first show I actually paid attention to as a kid and watched and taped and all that kind of stuff. And so I like
pirated.
Yeah, exactly. As in a 10-year-old's dial-up, I pirated the show from VHS rips or whatever. But like,
God, you're old.
I know. To me, like the DCAU's base level standard, like starts with this show. So whenever we're watching all the stuff before it, and anytime there's something, even recently with Absolute Power, the Jackson and Molly, where I'm just like disappointed the whole episode of like, no, you can be better than this. Like, come on, you're currently being better than this on Batman Beyond. Like, come on, or whatever. But I had that same thought the whole time we're watching B-Test. You know, obviously, Groma Painus, they're figuring it out, all this stuff. But like,
just the most infamous title now.
I know it's very good, but a very like small thing about this episode that I clung on to is whenever Inque and Batman Inque and Batman are fighting in the it's 4th of July inside or whatever he goes in there. She like scrapes him across a bunch of machinery and then throws him into some sort of like, you know, hard drivey looking shit and he falls over.
Yeah.
The whole moment of that, all the sparks and all the flames and Inque doing all her swirly shit that she's doing. And then Batman slamming into the thing. Then there's sparks coming out of the bottom of it. There was just like all this attention to detail that I was just thinking like, okay, they're really like putting their all into this. Like they would not have given this much effort to even just a normal Batman episode.
Yeah,
in the same fight scene. Yeah.
It shows. I mean, there's so much in her like Inque like sinking into the cracks in the sidewalk. When Inque sinqued
into the sidewalkway,
and like that thing's blowing up. Like it was just. Yeah. And like Terry like walking by that like empty display case.
Hang on. We're talking keen effects. We might as well just do it. Continue. Yeah.
Terry walking by that like empty display case thing, and he like warps to the like round of the glass.
I thought
and
you would like that.
Holy shit, dude! Like they're putting a lot into it.
Yeah,
which I appreciate.
Yes, the whole sidewalk fight scene is one of my favorites of this episode, but just the show in general or whatever. Of just like there's a famous, I guess, screenshot of whenever the final frame, I think it is, of the shot of Batman just like running down the sidewalk toward the camera, and she's boom, 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 boom,
that's
boom,
what
all
I
the
was
shit up
thinking of.
behind him and stuff. Yeah, it's very good. And then also like him, just the way that he moves and she moves in the fights of like, I really love the detail of him leap, like he somersaults off the edge of the thing after her and then opens his wings to like back up a little bit. Like he's thinking about that. And
it shows gravity and movement in a really cool way.
Yeah. And also, even though they're surrounded by water the whole time, you're like, okay, water's going to be the thing or whatever. The way
it's
that
just like signs.
It's just like Clayface.
Swing away, Batman. You're going to kill Clayface.
Inque is going to be the fall in the water and bubble away this time in 3 different times.
Ooh, gotta talk anti-keen effects.
I thought it was very keen. It was very brief, but it was when he's flying the Batmobile around. Batmobile around. I do like that as the name. He's flying that around, and he says that this is unbearably cool. And then it cuts to the Bat computer, and there's like a POV of what the Batmobile is seeing, and it's just like buildings flying past it and stuff like that. That was pretty keen.
Bruce is like, if you don't knock it off, I'm gonna press the self-destruct button.
I'm gonna hit that button that freezes the suit. It'll also freeze the Batmobile. You'll fall out of the sky. It might kill like 6 people on the sidewalk, but it's worth it. Fuck you. That thing cost me $6 billion in 2019.
Have we seen the sidewalks of Gotham?
I mean, I guess the motorcycle Joker's chase last time. And
I want to pay attention and see if there's like anybody in the city of 10 million.
Yeah, it's a 10 million. That's true. It's probably 20 million by now, man.
There better be at least 5 people on the sidewalk then. Any given moment.
It's time for Jordan Blumen's musical minutes.
Hey, music.
It's so good. Here's Blackout.
Don't mind me just casually recording the musical moment on the road. Musical minute, musical moment. Just realized that I've been switching those out interchangeably. I'm sure no one's noticed, and it doesn't matter. Blackout! So Inque has a cool leitmotif. I noticed that there's 2 parts of it. There's kind of this like subtle background groove for the sneaking around part of her leitmotif, and then there's that crazy it's just insane, Brock groove thing, chaos, which I really like because she's chaos. She can be whatever she wants. There were other things that I had thoughts. Oh yes, I sense that a lot of the Batman Beyond episodes are gonna result in me complimenting the fact that the fight scenes have cool music, because every single fight scene has just some sick beat playing in the background every time something cool's happening in this show. That's a real staple of it that the more traditional orchestral shows didn't get a chance to do. Also really love the music that plays when we get to see Barbara at the end. Kind of borderline angelic music, which is appropriate. We stand Barbara Gordon in this house.
Never apologize for driving during your message and
Jordan, do you have a Toyota? I know that. I know the relay sound. It's very specific, and I think you're driving a Toyota. That's my final.
This guy.
This is why I'm like so bad at Batman, but I'm like, I know that blinker relay.
The truck. Car.
Well, I mean, it could be they use the same relay across. I think across all.
This guy knows carquays. He has a good point about the like fight scene music.
He's got a good point about everything all the time, Jordan. My God.
I clocked that whenever she's about to attack the forklift or turn the forklift on or whatever on the waterfront, and the music already just like burn like before anything is really happening.
Yeah.
And at first I like 1 second of thinking like, oh, that's a little like premature to have this music playing before like Batman's fighting her or something. Mm-hmm. But then I was just finding myself just sitting there head bobbing. I was doing that constantly. Time. Yeah. But it just get really like the energy gets going like, okay, they're about to fight. Like a fight thing's going to happen, like cool or whatever. And it didn't bother me at that point. I was like, wait, no, I like this. I continue to just think the show is just cool. Like, there's not a good way to say it. Otherwise, it's very keen.
It's because you're old.
Yeah, I know. Where's Clayface? Inque. The end. Clayface is in the Batcave.
He's like, I found this new polymer that I can wrap on my clay, and I'm like, probably
I'm a
waterproof.
lady now. Our new Clayface is a woman.
Oh,
what?
That's not how that works.
Oh,
that's not how that works. If you cut it,
yeah.
Batman, the end of the hose does not control the flow of. Well, it controls the flow of water, but it doesn't.
The water knew to turn off from the rest of the hose.
It should have like kinked and like stuck into the ground.
Something like, it like closed it off at the end.
Dan Reba.
Dan, what a terrible director.
God,
we hate him.
Damn it. Can we fire him retroactively?
Well, despite that, it's time for Batman's usefulness.
What did Batman do? Did he get a 10 or only a 2? I really gotta know. Tell me now. What is Batman's usefulness? Now.
I demand a full version of that song.
That is the full version.
No, I need like a 6.5 minute.
Listeners submit like some of the better Batman's usefulness ratings we've given, and we can put them as like verses with the coming back to the chorus. I think he would. So he's still learning, but I think he did pretty well. We're talking Terry right now.
Oh, okay. He did the thing.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's hard to decide how much the suit is cheating or whatever, because like even your girlfriend watching it with us was like, oh, the big penny fell on him. He's dead. He's so dead.
Oh,
and then you leaned over and you're
great
like,
callback to the big penny, by the way.
The giant penny. Yeah. They did the first pan of the Batcave, and she's like, "Is that a portrait of Abraham Lincoln?" And I was like, "Technically, it is a big penny."
It is, yes. I'm gonna call bullshit on the whole like, the suit kind of cheat. Like the suit's gonna just lay there if he's not wearing it and actively making choices.
Well, I just mean, I guess, he's still human braining his way through everything. I just mean for like his usefulness in a fight scene.
What is Batman's suit? I was kind of pitchy at the top of that. Whoops.
Well, but just like, he has to make the choices, but he's still like if normal Batman in 40 years prior is in that place in where the sparks are happening and Inque shows up and slaps him across the room, he's fucking dead. Like, but the fact that this teenage boy in this Batman costume that's like a robot is like, oh, don't worry, I'll keep you alive because I'm future proofed and stuff.
I don't know. I think we saw Bruce have some interesting things back in the day.
Oh yeah,
he would have found a way.
That exact same thing. I guess he'd just be really torn up and bloody, and
he'd cut the tendrils in half with a batarang or something.
Yeah. I mean, I guess he did. He saved the day. He did the Mr. Freeze gun. He stopped Inque.
Yeah. I'll give him a high rating. Do you need a second? I can give it.
Yeah, you got a thing already? Okay.
Yeah. I'm going to give him 7.
Mm-hmm.
7 out of 10 airborne highlights.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was going to go with what you said during the episode, which was 7 fingers on Penguin's gloves.
He had so many fingers.
Yeah. Well, he went from like 3 fingers in B-Test, and now he has 7 in the future.
Yeah.
I thought that was kind of funny the way. So, I mean, I'll spoil something not for you, but for the listener a little bit, is I've been working on a Everything in the Batcave video, which is very hard to do because there are so many different rooms and they all like, where is this located in relation to this other room and all this kind of thing. But the main floor that we see most often, he has so many different cases full of supervillain costumes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And whether or not you want to think too hard about like
yellow batsuit,
whether or not you want to think too hard about why does he have some of these or whatever. The most interesting to me is like, that's just Penguin's clothes. He's not wearing a costume. He just, at some point, he's like snuck into Penguin's closet at his home and just took one of his suits because he's like, I want this. I have everyone else
have his
in here.
hands?
It's gloves. They're white gloves. He's had gloves.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Well, in New Batman Adventures anyway.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you going to include things like the steel electrified door?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Although
so
I
it's
did
like structure and items in.
Yeah, there's a limit to like, I'm not, there are exactly 647 stalactites, and like I'm not going to go.
You're just not
far,
the cool end of autism, are you?
Yeah, I wish. I'm not cool. I'm just autistic. I didn't
T-shirt.
Yeah.
Put it on T-shirt.
New merch.
I'm not cool. I'm just autistic.
Nobody thought you were cool, but that's okay. No, when we're watching this, I thought, I don't remember if I wrote down the whole, like as Bruce Wayne says, because when I'm going through the episodes, I'm mostly just pausing visually on what I can see. But Bruce Wayne mentions like, she can't get through the ceiling. There's, such and such feet of steel or whatever. And I was like, I don't remember if I wrote that down. So I'm going to have to.
So he cut all the stalactites off of the ceiling,
put steel in
to
there,
then put steel in there, and then just like
them
hot
back.
glued them back.
I like them. The aesthetic is pleasing. Well, it's better than going around on popcorn ceiling shaving off the stalactites.
Oh God, you think that's what he did though?
Probably, and then just puffed them back onto there after. Or they just naturally grew it back out of there. Because who knows when he put that in? I don't know.
I mean, considering how slow stalactites usually grow, no.
Thousands of years.
Not.
Yeah.
Like tens of thousands of years, a centimeter.
Yeah.
Also,
they're all just guano, actually.
When you look, real talk, though, when you look at the ceiling in this house, do you get like PTSD?
A little bit.
Do you?
Yeah. Well, when
you're
we were
laying in bed last night, just like breathing heavily.
No, we're looking in the living room. We're watching the show because you've got that kind of patch of like it's too smooth right there, like it was a different ceiling or whatever.
Yeah, we have plans for the ceiling in here, but it's not important because the ceiling exists and other things need to happen first.
Yeah.
James.
What other things need to happen first are like thoughts of the week with Dylan Pollock.
Oh my God, I'm here for it.
Coming up next, it's another guest appearance from our favorite visiting superhero.
Dylan, you son of a bitch.
How does every line he's ever delivered have that same level of
Dylan
awkward intensity?
It is very good. Here it is.
Hey, it's time for the thoughts of the week from Dylan Pollock on Blackout. Or, so our new Clayface is a woman.
That's what I said.
I suppose if your father gone, that would make you the breadwinner is some super shady shit to say.
Shay.
I said shady shit to Shay. I'm turning into Sean Connery over here. Anyway, you scratch at no allowance is said by Bruce, and that implies that he does pay Terry, right?
Yeah.
Just to maintain appearances. So is Terry the first salaried superhero? I hope he has good health insurance. And I had a new nightmare moment that I definitely will lose some sleep over with Inque going inside Terry. Inside of him. I don't know. That's not the way that you would want someone to go inside of you. Not
Are you sure?
that I want someone to go inside of me that way.
Dylan?
You just do it. If I had to pick one, I guess I'm going to move on to my next comment. Did Terry know that was a freeze gun when he used it? Because I thought like Bruce was the one who used it, and that would make more sense. Anyway, it's time for the question of the week. Tim's favorite part. It's cool to see Barbara Gordon back. Brian, who would you most want to see come back 50 years in the future, whenever 50 years in the future is?
40.
For James and Brian, what other superhero would you want to see a Beyond version of? Okay, I love you. Bye-bye.
Sewer King.
Sewer King Beyond. He's just a cyborg now. yes.
Okay, the question is, does he have new kids or are all the kids just sewer adults?
Yeah, I was going to say they've just grown up in the sewer. Yeah. They have like crocodile tails because they've been mating with the crocodiles.
Oh, God. Wow. Real talk, though? I don't know.
Yeah, who do you want to see come back?
I mean, like Nightwing more than Robin.
Okay.
Like I want more Dick.
More Robin, future Robin.
I just want future Dick.
Yeah. Old Dick. An even older Dick than the last time. That was a very good point about the freeze gun. I'd never considered that because after he freezes her, he says like, "That's it. You're showing me everything." As if he's like, "Whoa, this shoots ice." Like I was just gonna fucking murder her with a gun. Like I just thought this was a gun. I don't know why Batman would have a gun, but I was desperate. I was gonna do anything.
Do you think they just need to add like? I mean, is she invincible? Do you think they need to add like a surfactant to the water to make her like really like crumble apart or like?
Well, I did have that thought of when at the end when he's got the baggie of ice bits of ink hanging there, and he's like, "You look out your window. He left you a present or whatever," and then just like looks out there and
a
like,
hover present.
"Oh, it's been out there for 15 minutes and she melted already and she's just gone."
Torn down.
Yeah, or she just
like
goes
a
in
hanging sheet of torn plastic. Really, Bruce?
Yeah, it is kind of interesting way to do that. Also, like that little like bat drone that's holding it. It's like, all right.
Like, do we really have to like? Does it ever?
It's be bat shaped.
It's the future. Everything has to hover.
Yeah, well,
really.
Yeah.
Dan.
Yeah. Derek Powers' limo like flying through the sky. I'm like, there's no other cars on this quote unquote street that he's flying in right now. Like, where's air traffic control? Oh, right, they all got fired.
Books or hip hop?
I hate this world, Jamie. I hate it.
This episode books or hip hop, bro.
Fucking hip hop.
Yeah, I agree. And are we putting this on the top 10? We have to for Batman Beyond. I don't think it's a Yop 10 episode. It was pretty good, but it was just, it was there. It was not anything incredible. Inque credible, you say, James, I said? I don't think I started. I don't think I started a Batman Beyond top 10 list yet.
Have you not?
So I'm going to do that right now.
Okay, I'll let you do that.
Very awkwardly.
I was going to do it, and then I realized that I don't want to.
You didn't want to do that? Yeah, that sounds good. Let's see. I'm going to do Rebirth at the top, of course. Blackout below this. Is that what you're also doing? Rebirth up above this? Okay. Well, that's the discussion of the episode. We go to the future. We do a quick little small mail. I don't know what I was going to say, but I just said it like that. And then we'll come back. Okay?
Okay. Mail time.
Mail time.
Mail time. Mail time.
What if we went back to that song? It'd be worse.
Do you remember the days?
I answered my own question before you even had a chance. Whoa.
What?
Brian's a Mortal Kombat character now. Is it cold in your house still? Power still on, it's not off. I can see you. You're here on the internet with me.
Crazy, right?
I answered my own question before you even had a chance. It's just what I do.
Power's been reestablished. Yeah, I didn't really look at what happened.
Derek Powers.
But I took the dogs for a walk and looked down the road and saw the E-Web truck with all the flashing lights parked there for about an hour and a half. And I was like, yeah, someone did something.
Has it been super snowy today in your town?
We got about an inch and a half, maybe 2 inches of snow. And
yeah, we got maybe slightly more than that.
Okay.
It was just snowing all day. And it's the kind of like fluffy snowman making snow. Just made a snowman in the yard.
Ours was definitely more like heavy layer of ice underneath kind of deal.
I expect ours might become that by the mowing. A woman in R who had killed her 3 kids. They are taking the babby back to New York. I showed you this.
Yes, you did.
I told you I would refrain from saying it happened, but I'm doing it now.
I was actually pretty pleased because I know how snow works, generally speaking, in Eugene. And looking at the weather forecast, it was like, okay, well, I think this is going to be around for a little while. So I got up at around, I don't know, I was outside shoveling a little before 8 this morning. And then I drove to Kimmy's house and shoveled out her house as well.
I just got a Snapchat from Joe of him driving the ambulance in snow, and I was like, what? And opened the window. Oh, shit. I had no idea.
Yeah. Well, my neighbor this morning was like, oh, what do you think you're back on the East Coast? It's going to melt by noon. And I was like, yeah, but, just in case it doesn't. And I wanted to turn to ice. And so he didn't shovel. He was out there with a spatula scraping off his windshield. And I was like, cool, bro.
With port and starboard attachments.
Yeah. SpongeBob reference. I get it.
SpongeBob.
But yeah, he mentioned that. And I was just like, okay, we'll see. And at like 1:00, I was playing games with Cooper and I like looked out the window and his driveway was still covered in snow. And I was like, I made the right choice.
What an idiot. You know what else is really cool? Like snow? Segway.
That yacht.
Not
That
a
one small
bad one.
extra yacht. Put it on.
We drop
What we drop?
our weekly yachts
Oh yeah, those.
into the comment box.
Second.
There sure was a lot.
Now Jamie's mad.
Too bad we're
I'm so
all
mad.
At least I am.
just Dylan
I
Paula.
could have done like a, you know what, Kimmy on a sled. Wee.
Oh, next time. Next time.
Yeah. When it's snowing, I'll remember for sure.
Definitely.
If you, the person listening to this, not Brian, you would like to, well, he's listening.
What if I want to send in mail?
You did technically. I think it said like leave something or leave a comment or something is what you wrote to me. He sends me secret messages on the Spotify comment section.
I just wrote exactly what it said in the spot where you're supposed to leave a comment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sweet nothings. I don't know why it
It's
said
like
that.
write a comment here or something like that.
I love James. I'll just put that as the default thing. If you want to reach out to us, like the fire hand at the end of World's Finest Part 3, you can send a short-ass email or a 60-second voice message to batwagonpod@gmail.com or leave a comment on today's episode on the Pod Tower YouTube channel or Spotify. But please don't spoil anything past this episode for Brian. It's the whole goddamn point of the thing. Why would we even do it?
Why would we do?
I don't know. This is comments and emails from last episode, Mad Love, or Battis Mannington, Feet Tipped Apricot, which was our final New Batman Adventures episode. This
R.I.P.
comes to us from Lorenzo Valdez, who says, Commissioner Gordon goes grocery shopping. James Gordon and Brianiac. In college, I worked at a supermarket at which we had a regular customer named James Gordon.
Uh-huh. That's so stupid, but I love it.
I am James Gordon, yeah. Upon learning of this customer's name, I explained to him the excitement which this brought me as a DC fan. Each subsequent time he would come to purchase his groceries, I then proceeded to inquire, keeping Gotham City safe, Commissioner? It occurred to me to share this anecdote when the listener named Robert Kelly wrote in for the Mad Love review episode. And then it says, this is a photo of my feet. And it's a photo. They're wearing Spider-Man slippers and Superman socks.
Hell
Holy
yeah.
shit. Very good. Always will take pictures of your feet in the email.
Can I get 5 big feets in the chat?
Foot. Did this James Gordon man, did he like that you did that? Or was it really fucking annoying to him? Yeah, he gets it all the time. I'd like to know the answer to that question.
I imagine if you had a name like Peter Parker or Clark Kent in real life, you'd probably get it to the point where it's annoying. But like James Gordon, you're getting pretty...
Not a lot of people know his first name, I would
That's
suppose,
pretty...
like the common public.
Yeah, that's pretty niche. Barbara.
It's a good name.
His real name is Barbara.
That's true. It is now. In the future. Levi Church, Blackout Thoughts, my first Batman episode.
So I just had to record a voice message for this one because this was my introduction to Batman and all of DC. It might have even been the very first superhero cartoon I ever saw. Episode 3 of Batman Beyond. I did not see Rebirth until I was like 12 years old or something when I put Batman Beyond on Netflix, I think. This was my introduction to the whole universe, all of Batman. And what can I say? This episode, it's still peak fiction. Inque is such a great villain. The animation's gorgeous.
Yes.
The music is incredible.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Batman Beyond, peak. It's just peak. I'm so happy for you, Brian, that you finally get to watch peak fiction after all these years. I hope you love it.
Thanks,
Look,
buddy.
we peaked at the Sewer King, but it's just gotten better.
Is peak spelled P-I-Q-U-E?
I was right there. I was imagining it the whole time. Yeah, that 12-year-old Netflix comment made me feel gross, but I'm glad that you could have had much worse introductions to Batman, I think, than this episode.
But you should be a little embarrassed that you're not like 80 years old like James and I, but other than that.
You should be older, and why aren't you? That's what I want to know. This is from Kyle Blackout. Don't get this episode wet.
Kyle.
Jamie, Brian, hello. I hope you're both doing well. Blackout is a great episode because I think it helps show what works so well about the Batman Beyond part of the timeline, which is as opposed to just having a bunch of characters that we know really old, we get new and interesting combinations of archetypes we're used to. That being, Inque is such a great amalgamation of Clayface and Selina Kyle, but because of the dynamic that we see from this relationship, it's very different than the one we've seen from those two characters in the past, while at the same time giving us little Easter eggs to establish that this is part of the world we know. I'm expecting that Brian lost it when he saw the continuation of the Grey Ghost display because that was something I really liked. And I'm so curious what Jordan Newman is going to have to say about Inque's character theme because it's one that is definitely stuck in my head.
Yeah, you're going to know by now when you're listening.
That's pretty clever, actually, about the amalgamation of Selina Kyle and Clayface.
When he said that, I thought Inque didn't have like a romantic thing with Terry other than forcing herself into his mouth, but it's like
pretty romantic.
I think maybe he means more of the like sneaking into places and fucking shit up or whatever than anything. And black hair, of course. They're both ladies.
Well, just you gotta ladyfy Clayface and
Clayface. There is a girl Clayface. I don't remember her name in the comics. But the end. This is from LockD333. LockD, Inque spelled that way. Oh, this is quite the prediction of what we've hilariously joking the whole episode. Inque spelled that way reminds me of a Community bit with a ditzy blonde named Quendra. Do you remember this?
No.
I don't remember the episode.
I do.
Kendra,
no, I
with
do.
A Q-U.
I do.
Also distinctly remember Alan Arkin and Get Smart saying the swordfish thing. Couldn't tell you a single thing else that happens in that movie. Okay. Yeah, a swordfish almost went through my head. Very good movie. Brian should watch it, even though it's a remake. Fuck you. This is from Random Joker's Girl at Jokers, whatever it was, jokers.simplelogin.com. Hello, Mr. Ely and Mr. Stroker. I'm back. I honestly didn't remember this coming directly after Rebirth. I remember the next episode being after. Not to say that this was bad. It was paced well, but it feels like it should be longer. Maybe I'm misremembering, but I swear Bruce never whispered in BTAS or TNBA. So I actually found it. So I was in there, Derek Powers' office, and they're going in the elevator. I actually found that sort of noteworthy because it's a new little thing Kevin Conroy gets to do that he didn't before. I think this is the only time you see the Firefly, Catwoman, and Penguin costumes in the Batcave. The Batman Forever type elevator to Powers' office, though, gave me a chuckle. Overall, this episode feels very functional rather than memorable for its own merits, which is why it kind of melds together with other things in my memory. Dogs! Honk honk! The sign-off is honk honk. Brian's dealing with dogs.
Honk honk. They're still barking.
That's Brian's sign-off. Honk honk. They're still barking. And they always will be.
Max will probably wait for them. He'll probably carry on for another 30 seconds, but they've calmed down.
Oh, okay.
As if to prove my point.
There'll just be more barking. It's fine. Last verse is Mark Aquino, Blackout or Slime Time Live or Goop. There it is. All right, we're on full on into Batman Beyond. Get excited.
Come on,
and we got new original villains. I just want to say also I've been enjoying every time that Mark goes to any sort of like emo show, one of the stuff that he does, you know, seems to be almost on a weekly basis. He'll tag Watchtower Database on Instagram in the image of Killer Croc with his mouth agape and a full chicken flying at it. And the chicken is always captioned like whatever the concert is called, and then him as Killer Croc or whatever. And he'll like put in the corner in the tiniest font, like meme template by DCAU Watchtower. I'm like, this is just a fucking screenshot. I didn't make anything, but we came up with the idea, I guess.
That's one of the things I miss most about being on social media is Mark's emo updates.
Seeing the chicken Killer Croc.
Yeah, that's
this week introduces Inque, a really unique. I'll try to do it this way. This week introduces Inque, a really unique way character with a equally unique way power set. But because this podcast is what it is, I'm assuming the horniest podcast, I might as well ask which one of you out there is going to say she's on your hear me out list. And look, I'm pretty sure it's me. There are multiple kinks unintentionally represented here. unintentionally. So let's not get into that. I'm sure they're never open wide isn't just there for accident. Loved seeing all the BTAS TNBA Easter eggs in the Batcave and how some of them actually played a role in this. I won't lie, though, seeing Harley's costume be completely trashed only 1 week after Mad Love doesn't exactly leave a good feeling in one's stomach.
Yeah.
This is overall kind of a lightweight episode. Not a ton happens, but it further establishes how Unique BB is, and I'm all for that. Boss, this is how I read it now. Boss Biggest Bear Hugs, the #1 podcast hosts in this here multiverse of ours, Jamiroquai and Baked ZD.
I'm claiming Jamiroquai.
That's you? Okay, I'll be Baked ZD.
Fuck yeah, you will.
That's delicious. Praise to our Lord and Savior, Dylan Pollock. Keep up the great work on your own podcast. Remember to tell Gab that she rules. Likewise to all his loyal disciples and all the awesome sauce listeners of this Yoppie community of ours. Y'all the absolute best. Don't you ever forget that.
Don't.
There's a bunch of stuff at the end with Scarface and Bizarro Mark that he makes me do, so I guess I'm going to do it. Obviously, Scarface got in his feelings when he saw his dummy corpse tossed to the ground by Inque. Scarface, that skanky oil slick got no respect for her elders. I ought to toss her into some liquid nitrogen and teach her a lesson. Hubby, calm down. It's just a show. She no actually gonna do that to you. Ah, shut up. You're always trying to deflate shit. It's infuriating. You never listen to me and my problems. Killer Croc listens to me and my problems, and he only ever says one fucking word. Guys, please, let's not do this in front of everyone. There's enough conflict and hostility in the world as it is. There's no need to add to that. Boom, crash, bash. And Scarface is now breaking stuff. At least he's not afraid to let his emotions out. That's good. Better make sure he doesn't smash up my family's valuables. What, do you got a bunch of brown objects, Mark Aquino? Till next week. Futuristic smoke bomb. That's the mail. Do you like it?
I love it. Also, is
15 fucking minutes, bitch.
I love that. Is that Stan's book back there that I see?
It is Stan's book, Beyond the Bat.
Quick plug for Stan.
Illustrated by Dan Reba. Yeah, you should go buy it on Amazon. And the dogs love the book. They just can't get enough
All
of it.
dogs everywhere love Stan.
All dogs go to the con and get Stan and Dan to sign the interior of their book, Beyond the Bat. It really is very good. It's a bunch of anecdotes and stories from Stan's time working on DC animated shows and Spider-Man the animated series, a bunch of other cool shit. It's all very funny and insightful and good. And you, the listener, and Brian,
me,
6 years from now, should totally read it. I keep saying that. I don't know what the actual number is anymore.
6 years from now.
It's something close to that, yeah. We'll never know.
7:35 p.m.
All right. And we're back from the future. How'd you like it?
The future?
Yeah. It's the future, LOL.
I'm probably not having as great of a time.
Yeah, we probably sounded less energetic and more tired.
Mm-hmm.
So I hope that was good for the audience.
Yeah.
For the listener, for Dylan.
We should have our energy low now, just to kind of
match what we did.
It,
yeah. Well, the next episode, it's a Superman episode, Brian.
Oh, God damn it.
We have 7. We only have 7 left. It's okay. You can do it.
Fine.
It's called In Brightest Day. I'm actually saying it like that on purpose because there's a ... at the end of it.
In Brightest
Day. Estes. What's it about?
The sun explodes and Superman gets really strong and then he dies.
Oh, and then there's 6 more Superman episodes where he's dead.
Yeah, it's just like... It's an early animated series kind of thing. It's just like it holds. It's like a security cam footage from around the city. There's no plot. It just randomly switches between them.
Yeah. The sun exploded and Superman died. It was 42 minutes long. I just now realized that you're wearing your hood over your headphones. I was trying to figure out why you had like a Katamari style head going on.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, it's all right.
I'm cool, man. Does it make me look cool? I got like the curls hanging out the front.
Yeah, I think so.
My hair does what it wants.
Yeah. So that's your prediction. The sun explodes, he dies.
Fucking, I don't know.
No, that's fine. That's fine. You can have that prediction.
In Brightest
Day.
I hate that.
Okay. Well, that's the show. Please give us a follow or subscribe wherever you may be listening to this. And please give us a 5-star review on your podcatcher of choice. You may damn well hear it on the show.
Please inform 3 friends that this exists. Find an episode you think they would like. And
it's this one.
Hold them at gunpoint. Don't hold them at gunpoint.
Freeze gunpoint.
Hold on. Freeze gunpoint. Hold them at freeze gunpoint.
A gun
Take
you
them
know
for like
shoots
a road
ice
trip.
for sure.
For sure. And then like go for a drive together and make them love the show enough that they subscribe and comment and participate in all these things.
Make them listen to 6 episodes in a row until they like it.
Make sure they give us a donation on coffee.
Coffee. buymeacoffee.com/Yoppie.
Yeah. That's pretty much all we're asking of you this week. So do it.
Thank you to everyone who listed in the description for their musical themes and help make this podcast as yappy as it can be. Go check out their stuff. And thank you, of course, for listening. The listener. Why
don't you thank me?
Thank you, Brian, for being forced to watch yet another DCAU episode with me, your pal, James.
Wow. Really? Is that what we're going to end it on that?
Your pal, James is what I said.
Just like Dylan. I almost said James.
He texted me. We should mention that the cliffhanger from last podcast episode that we recorded a month ago in our time, but you listened to a week ago in your time, is that we asked Dylan what color his eyes were. He finally responded, they're blue. So if you ever need to do a retinal scan, like in Batman Beyond where they scan the sclera.
Dylan's eyes.
Yeah, they're blue.
They're blue.
They're blue.
His underwear is green.
Yeah, we learned that too.
Yeah.
Do you have green striped underwear like Brian and I both do, definitely, Dylan?
God damn it, Jamie.
Okay, see you later.
Bye, listener. Thank you.
Gordon, I figured I'd hear from you. Word is you've wrangled a new errand boy.
I never wrangled anyone. Every one of you came to me.
Maybe once you should talk someone out of it.
Would it have worked with you? I don't suppose you want to meet him.
You know I can't.
Because he's leaving you a get acquainted gift right now. I'd keep it on ice.
Jump on the Bat-Wagon is hosted and edited by yours truly, James Strecker, and co-hosted by yours Briley, Brian Maneely. This podcast is brought to you by the Watchtower Database, your one-stop shop for all things DC Animated Universe. To send us a Yoppie beverage, nab some sick show merch, or support us on Patreon, you can visit the links in today's show notes. And thank you very much. Please leave us a 5-star review on your app of choice and follow us wherever you listen to never miss a new show. And we'll see you next episode, same PP time, same poo-poo channel.